I never thought I'd survive grief in the way I did. My name is Skyler, and 3 months ago I lost my best friend Paige. I still remember the sky that day. It was the kind of gray that feels heavy, like the air itself is mourning. I was standing in the cemetery, holding her favorite scarf, still smelling faintly of her perfume. It was the only thing I could cling to that connected me to her. Paige had been everything to me. Not just a friend, she was family. We'd shared secrets, heartbreaks, dreams, and fears. Losing her felt like losing a limb. The funeral service was painfully slow, everyone moving through their motions as if someone could pretend death wasn't real. Her husband Carter stood across from me, and I could see the devastation etched into his face. Red, swollen eyes, hands trembling, a wedding ring he kept fingering as though it might vanish. Since Paige died, Carter and I had been texting every day. Grief has a strange way of connecting people. Two souls tethered to the same loss, struggling to breathe, to function. I had loved Carter long before he and Paige got together, but that was buried deep, something I had sworn never to touch again. Still, that history added a layer of unease I couldn't explain. When the service ended, people began to drift toward their cars, flowers falling like whispers on the cold grass. My fingers were numb in my gloves, my teeth chattering. I was about to leave when Carter grabbed my arm. "Skyler, wait," he said, his voice cracking. I thought he wanted to ask about the reception at Paige's mom's house, maybe offer to help me sort her things. But then he dropped to his knees, mud soaking his trousers, hands shaking, and he pulled out a ring. Not Paige's, a new one. "I know this seems insane," he said, tears streaming down his face. "Paige made me promise. Before she died, she made me swear that if anything happened to her, I'd take care of you, that you wouldn't be alone. She said we'd need each other." My world stopped. People were still walking by, eyes briefly on us, but we existed in a bubble. Paige's aunt gasped in horror. "Carter, what are you doing?" I loved her. I always loved her," he whispered. "Before the accident, before everything, she saw how you looked at me. She wanted us to be happy. Skyler, she made me promise." I didn't know what to say. My head spun, heart hammering, mud sticking to my shoes. And yet, somehow I said, yes. Grief can do that to a person. It makes you act without logic. Or maybe I had been waiting for this all along, without even realizing it. We hugged, his shoulder trembling against mine. And that's when I saw it, a shadow moving near Paige's grave. Something that shouldn't have been there. That night, I got home to my apartment, and everything changed. The reception at Paige's mom's house had been a nightmare. Patricia barely looked at me. Her daughter's death was raw, and here I was, holding Carter's hand and smiling through the pain. Paige's sister, Lily, cornered me in the bathroom, eyes wide. "What the hell are you thinking?" I ignored her, clinging to Carter's warmth. He kept whispering, "Paige would want this." Back in my apartment, the world felt wrong. I sat on my couch staring at the ring, a sapphire, my birthstone. How did he know? And then I heard it, a sob from my bedroom. I froze. I live alone. Every door was locked. Heart pounding, I grabbed a knife and slowly walked toward the sound. The crying intensified, sounding exactly like Paige. The room was empty, cold. Her perfume rose and vanilla drifted in the air. "Hello?" My voice shook. Silence. Sleep didn't come that night. The next morning, I texted Carter, vaguely mentioning strange noises. He came over, coffee and bagels in hand, looking almost relieved. She had been specific, he said. Paige had known she was dying. She'd told him what to do, down to every detail. He had to propose at the funeral. Timing mattered. And that was the start. The apartment was alive with her presence. Knocks on walls, cold spots, objects moving. My keys vanished, then appeared somewhere else. And then the journal. It was Paige's. Inside, detailed accounts of Carter's affair with a woman named Quinn, evidence she had gathered, secretly receipts, photos, private investigator reports. She had suspected him all along, even before falling ill. Bitter tea. Strange symptoms. And then a chilling note. "I know what Carter is doing." The line blurred between paranoia and certainty. The journal was filled with months of careful observation, warnings she hadn't shared with anyone but me. The next night, the haunting escalated. Cabinets opened on their own. Condensation on the mirror spelled out one word: look. I screamed. The apartment was mine, but Paige's presence dominated it. Her voice came again, clear, commanding. Check his computer. I did. Carter's office computer, his poorly chosen password Paige had left breadcrumbs in everything from birthdays to anniversaries. Hidden emails, a folder labeled Quinn, hundreds of messages detailing the affair. The dates made my stomach churn. 2 weeks after Paige died, he was still planning, still lying. Then I found it. A blue jar in his basement. Wolfsbane, poison. The pieces clicked together. The bitter tea, the slow decline. Paige hadn't been sick by chance. Carter's plan had been methodical. Propose to me, his best friend, as an alibi. Marry me quickly so no one suspected him. The ghost haunting me wasn't revenge, it was guidance, protection. Paige was saving me. I collected the jar, the emails, and brought them to Detective Morrison. My hands shook as I explained everything: the proposal, the journal, the plant. The detective listened, taking every word seriously. Weeks of investigation followed. Paige's body exhumed. Tissue tests confirmed Wolfsbane. Emails and bank records showed purchases. Carter's manipulation was thorough, but justice was within reach. The haunting became our ally. Files printed themselves. Bank statements appeared on my counter. Paige guided me, feeding evidence. I wore a wire during visits with Carter, leading him to reveal enough about his knowledge without knowing I was gathering proof. The police had everything they needed: the poison, the emails, the timeline, the purchases, the journal. The trial lasted 6 months. Experts testified. The jury deliberated for hours. Guilty on all counts. Carter received life without parole. Quinn, his accomplice, received 25 years. Paige's mother, Patricia, and I held a memorial. We planted roses and vanilla plants, the sense of Paige's presence in our memory. I wrapped myself in Paige's scarf, feeling her near, warm, and alive in spirit. The ghost stopped haunting me. No cold air, no knocking, no perfume, just peace. Paige's last gift, justice, guidance, and love had been fulfilled. Her final note: I'm watching over you because I love you. I need you to be safe. I never trusted blindly again, but I never stopped loving. And every time I hear 3 soft knocks on quiet nights, I know Paige is still watching. She didn't just save me from Carter, she taught me to trust my instincts, to protect those I love, and to honor the memories of the ones we lose.